Avoiding plagiarism and academic misconduct. This lesson will introduce you to the concept of academic integrity so that you can avoid accusation of academic misconduct while pursuing studies at university. Academic integrity. Honesty to oneself and others, cultivating honesty or developing in each of us the courage to make difficult choices and accept responsibility for actions and their consequences, even at personal cost. Bailey, 2003, p.7. Academic integrity is an act of adherence to moral and ethical principles, soundness of moral character and honesty in coursework and research. Academic misconduct. Academic misconduct constitutes but is not limited to the following: copying from another student during an exam, presenting a paper copied from a file or purchase and presenting it as original work, faking the results of a laboratory experiment or work, asking for examination content or answers from another student or teacher, using material from another student's paper without credit to the other student, working in a group when an assignment was assigned as individual work, sitting for, or taking an exam for another student's file for later use, writing a laboratory report without performing the lab activity experiment. What is plagiarism? Plagiarism is presenting the ideas, work or words of other people without proper and clear acknowledgement. Or it is passing someone else's work as your own, or the use of another's work without giving credit. Plagiarism involves intentional plagiarism. Example: copy and paste from the internet with no citation and/or quotation marks. Copy from another student's work, collusion. Submit work already submitted in the past, same or another course. Unintentional plagiarism. Not referencing properly due to recklessness or not knowing academic conventions. Both types are subject to disciplinary action. Why should we be concerned about plagiarism? Generally, plagiarism is bad because you are taking credit for something that is not yours. It is stealing. There can be huge consequences. It may lead to failing a course or expulsion from university. Copying will not help you understand or learn concepts. It is unethical, dishonest and can have serious consequences for your future career. You must show that you understand the rules of academia. Why plagiarism is bad? You are taking credit for something that is not yours. It is stealing. There can be huge consequences. Common types of plagiarism. There are many types of plagiarism, although no degree of plagiarism is acceptable. Plagiarism can range from complete plagiarism, as the most glaring act of fraud, to accidental plagiarism. That is why, knowledge about plagiarism is a key learning component at colleges and universities. Self-plagiarism, it occurs where you submit work that you have presented for assessment on a previous occasion. Complete plagiarism, most severe form of plagiarism where a researcher takes a manuscript or study that someone else created and submits it under his or her name. It is tantamount to intellectual theft and stealing. Source-based plagiarism, occurs when a researcher references a source that is incorrect or does not exist, it is a misleading citation. Data fabrication and falsification. Data fabrication is the making up of data and research findings, while data falsification involves changing or omitting data to give a false impression. Self or auto-plagiarism, happens when an author reuses significant portions of his or her previously published work without attribution. Accidental plagiarism, occurs because of neglect, mistake or unintentional paraphrasing. Collusion, any agreement to hide someone else's individual input to collaborative work with the intention of securing a mark higher than either you or another student might deserve. Whether intended or unintended, there is no excuse for plagiarism and the consequences are often the same. Why do people plagiarize? Poor time management skills. Pressure of workload. Ignorance or lack of knowledge about plagiarism. Pressure to succeed. Technology. The consequences of cheating are viewed as unimportant. What can we do to prevent plagiarism? Developing strong time management skills. Do not construct a piece of work by cutting and pasting. Make a note of the source of every piece of information at the time you record it, even if it is just one sentence. Sometimes you may need to quote someone else's exact form of words in order to analyze or criticize them. In which case the quotation must be enclosed in quotation marks to show that it is a direct quote, and it must have the source properly acknowledged at that point. Do attribute all ideas and materials to their original authors. How to avoid plagiarism. Reading and note-taking in your own words. Effective paraphrasing, see lesson on paraphrasing techniques lesson. Noting down where exactly you read the information you put in your own words. Citing clearly, name of author, date and page, if quoting. Good referencing skills can help you to avoid accusation of plagiarism. See lesson on referencing. At the end of your report essay you must put in full all the sources references used. Submit on Turnitin to check your degree of similarity. Develop good essay planning skills. See lesson on essay writing. Further support. At Talent and Skills HuB, you can be supported by our instructors, academic skills advisors and mentors for sessions on quality academic writing. You can book an appointment for one-to-one or group tutoring through our website, ts-hub.com.